Hello everyone. Before we begin, let me tell you that the information about the Titans and the Old Gods is a little bit unclear. It sometimes changes depending on your source, but I'll try to tell you the global story. If any of my information is wrong, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments below. Let's begin, shall we? It's uncertain how the Warcraft universe came to be. Some say that it was created by a single entity, while others believe that a catastrophic cosmic explosion sent the infinite worlds spinning out into the vastness of the Great Dark. What is certain is that out of creation, a race of Titans emerged. The Titans, their sole purpose is to bring order to the universe, stability to the various worlds, and ensure a safe future for the beings that will follow in their footsteps. They did this by traveling from planet to planet to shape the worlds. The Titans are led by an elite cult known as the Pantheon. You have Aman'Thul, High Father and leader of the Pantheon, Eonar, matron of all life, Norgannon, Lorekeeper and Master Magician, Golganeth, the son of Aman'Thul and Eonar, Kaskarov, shaper and forger of the world, and Sargeras, the Titans' greatest warrior, defender of their worlds. Sargeras would later on betray the Pantheon and team up with the demons. His replacement is Akramar. So the Titans were on their crusade to bring order to the universe, and after a while the Titans found a little planet now known as Azeroth. And here the story changes depending on your source. There are sources that claim that the Titans themselves created Azeroth, others that say Azeroth was already there. There are sources that say Old Gods infected Azeroth after the Titans' arrival, others say that it was already infected. I'm going to go with the in-game version based on the Old Gods and the Ordering of Azeroth book. This version states that the planet Azeroth was already there before the Titans arrived. The Titans found the world to be infected with Old Gods and the elements were waging war with each other. The elementals were led by elemental lords and their names are Alakir the Wind Lord, Neptulon the Tide Hunter, Ragnaros the Fire Lord and Terrazane the Stone Mother. The Old Gods are pretty much the counterparts of the Titans, where the Titans want to bring order to the universe, the Old Gods feed on chaos. It's uncertain as to how many Old Gods there are in the universe, but there are sources that claim that the Old Gods did not come from Azeroth, they simply infected it. The Old Gods are also not bound to Azeroth itself, since there have been sightings of Old Gods in Outlands. The Titans and the Old Gods fought with each other, and even though the elemental lords were powerful, even their combined might was no match for the Titans. The Titans defeated the elemental lords and banished them to the abyssal plains, where they will continue to do battle with each other. After that, they battled the Old Gods, and the Old Gods were one by one defeated. However, to their dismay, the Titans found out that killing an Old God would mean the destruction of Azeroth. So instead the Titans imprisoned them within the planet itself. This infection that prevented them from killing the Old Gods would later on be referred to as the Curse of Flesh. During the war between the Old Gods and the Titans, there is one Old God actually killed and one Titan fell. It's uncertain if that means that the Titan was actually killed. Once the elements were banished to their planes, nature became peaceful again, and the Titans began their work of shaping the world. To help them with this project, the Titans created a couple of races. To help them carve out the earth, the Titans created the dwarf-like earthen from magical living stone. To help them dredge out the seas and lift the land from the seafloor, the Titans created the immense but gentle sea giants. For many ages, the Titans moved and shaped the earth, until at last there remained one perfect continent. Shaping and creating Azeroth took many ages, and the Titans discarded anything they didn't like to the now known Emerald Dream. The Emerald Dream is like the blueprint of Azeroth, the way Azeroth would be if no life would have changed the world. For example, in Azeroth there is the city of Stormwind, built by the humans. On the same location in the Emerald Dream you would see a forest. At the continent's center the Titans crafted a lake. The lake, which they named the Well of Eternity, was to be the basis of life for the world. As twilight fell on the final day of their labors, the Titans named the continent Kalimdor, Land of Eternal Starlight. The world was created in the image of the Titans, but they knew that the Old Gods were still buried beneath the earth, so they decided to leave certain defenses and guardians behind in case the Old Gods would ever become a threat again. Best known are probably the 5 dragon aspects, who each were granted a portion of the Titans their power. These were Nosdormu the Timeless One, the massive bronze dragon chosen by Aman'Thul to guard time itself and police the ever-spinning pathways of fate and destiny. Alexstrasza the Lifebinder, the Red Leviathan chosen by Eonar to safeguard all life on the world. Ysera the Dreamer, the Green Dragon and Alexstrasza's younger sister, chosen by Eonar to watch over the growing wilds of the world from her realm, the Emerald Dream. Melagos the Spellweaver, Blue Dragon chosen by Norgannon as the guardian of magic and hidden arcanum. He would later on go mad and be replaced with Kalecgos. And finally, Neltharion the Earthwarder, aka Deathwing. The mighty black dragon chosen by Kaskarov and given dominion over the earth and the deep places of the world. Ironically, this connection to the world of Azeroth would cause Neltharion to go insane and eventually become Deathwing. Besides the aspects, there were also certain titanic structures and creatures like Ulduar and the jailers of Yogg-Saron. However, the Titans still wanted to make sure that the old gods would never become a threat again, so on top of these defenders they also left behind failsafe devices. For example, you had Loken near Ulduar who, upon death, would send a message to Elgalon the Observer. Elgalon would then come down, scan the world, and if it indeed was infected, he would send a message to the Pantheon would destroy Azeroth and rebuild it. Later on in Cataclysm we found another similar device in the Halls of Lightning. Heroes, with the help of Bran Bronzebeard and Harrison Jones, were able to disable the device before Deathwing got his hands on it. If they didn't, it could have been used to destroy entire Azeroth. It makes you wonder though, why not kill all the old gods to begin with? Why let life exist on the planet if you're planning to destroy it anyways? I'll get back to that question in the speculation video. So the Titans left and let life on Azeroth evolve as they made their way to other planets in the universe. What happened next? Well, the funny thing is that if you backtrack nearly every story of Warcraft, you'll eventually find out that either the old gods or the Titans are its source. And with Titans, I also count Sargeras. Sargeras' story is an interesting one and I'll try to give you the short version of it, but it is important to know it. As I said before, he was the champion of the Pantheon, kicking chaos butt and defending the worlds the Titans created. However, at some point in time, before the creation of Azeroth, he fell into madness. He felt despair as he saw how much the universe was fighting against the vision of the Titans, and this despair caused him to free the demons that he first fought against, eventually creating an army called the Burning Legion. He felt that the Titans themselves were responsible of creation's failure, and he set out to undo the work of the Titans. Sargeras and the Legion eventually became aware of the young world of Azeroth due to the Night Elves' reckless use of arcane magic, and Sargeras began to hunger for the limitless energies of the Well of Eternity. He manipulated Queen Azshara into creating a portal that would allow him to enter our world. This would have succeeded was it not for the Night Elves, aided by Cenaria's Woodfolk and Alexstrasza's dragons. They destroyed the Well of Eternity, causing the portal to implode and split the continent of Kalimdor apart, leaving behind the major continents and scattered islands that are known today. Those are Northrend, Kazan, the Eastern Kingdoms, Pandaria, and the remnants still referred to as Kalimdor. It is rumored that Queen Azshara made a pact with an old god as they fell into the sea. This pact would forever change her highborn into the Naga that we know today. The site of the Well of Eternity became a swirling vortex of power known as the Maelstrom, storm of chaotic energies, which continues to rage to this very day. The entire war would later be known as the War of the Ancients, but it wouldn't be the last time that Sargeras tried to conquer our planet. The second time he tried to do it by infecting the Guardian Aegwynn, waiting inside of her and eventually possessing her son Medivh. This caused the events of the Dark Portal and the first war between orcs and humans. However, Sargeras was discovered by Medivh's apprentice and they killed Medivh before Sargeras' plan succeeded. It's said that Sargeras is still out there waiting to make his return. To this date, it's still unclear how many worlds the Burning Legion has consumed. All the more impressive that our little planet Azeroth has been able to stand up against him. So a quick recap: Titans came, saw Azeroth, created in their image, left the Well of Eternity behind, and let life do its thing. After that, the Well of Eternity exploded, splitting the continent of Kalimdor into different pieces. Sargeras became evil, tried to take over our world, and we stopped him to do so. Next time we take a look at what we exactly know about the old gods. Thank you for watching, hit subscribe if you like my videos, and until next time guys, see ya!